A couple of days ago, one of my real friends messaged me and said, "Hey Alex, my PS4 is freaking overheating and it's crashing on me quite a lot of times." So I asked him, where did you put your PS4? And he had this TV cabinet, you know, where his TV is standing on and with doors, and he put his PS4 in the cabinet and closes the doors off, so there was no cooler airflow at all. So it was pretty much baking in its own hot air and breaking down pretty much. So, you know, I told him, you know, get off your PS4, get it on the ground or just in some open air. So I thought to myself, you know what, let's make a video where I give you guys tips on how to preserve your consoles as long as possible. I have to say though that at some point in time your console will break down. These consoles will not last a freaking lifetime. And my tip for that is make sure you at least have 2 spare consoles. I have 2 PS3s, I have 4 PlayStation 2s, 1 PS4, but I will be getting a new one when it's cheaper or a cool limited edition, 4 PlayStation 1s. I made a grave mistake at not buying the PSP when Sony announced they stopped making PSP. So now I have 1 broken PSP and 1 limited edition PSP I do not want to use. So that means I have not played on my PSP for a very, very, very long time, and I do need to buy a new PSP. And I'm just searching for a new one, but everyone is secondhand. But yeah, so what do I do to preserve and make sure it doesn't overheat? With the PS3 I actually bought extra ventilation, and it is like lying higher than it normally has to lie, so there is airflow underneath it, so it can't overheat like on the other side, you know, on the under, so how do you say that? But, you know, below it can't overheat below it. Also, if you can see, I clean my PS3, my consoles. I clean it almost I clean it every day. Every day I get up from work and I clean my consoles and the stuff where my console is on. So the PS2 is like a really easy to use. The bigger one is definitely harder, but the PS2 Slim is the best one you can buy. And as you can see, freakingly dust free, it even shines. And I got this one in 2009, and this, when did the PS2 Slim came out? Like 2005, and it still works perfectly fine. The PS4, I definitely recommend buying the vertical stand, making it stand up. Do not move your PS4 around, do not move your PS3 around. It just isn't made to be moved around. I mean, the PS2 Slim and stuff, all the older consoles, you can pretty much move them around. But these ones are definitely more sophisticated, so do not move them around. And make sure that in the back for your PS4 or your Xbox, whatever, at least from your hands, enough space for air to flow. If my PS4 will be like around here, there's a small area where new air could go in and it will overheat. As you know, on the PS3 in the back is where the airflow freaking is. Same with the PS1, just make sure your consoles are in open spaces. Dust-free, even though dust-free is impossible, but make sure it's dust-free as best you can. And do not like put your consoles like here. Do not put your consoles like here. That's stupid and it's just asking for trouble. So these were my tips of making sure your consoles last as long as possible, and maybe that's why my consoles last as long as they are at the moment. So yeah, I mean, no PS4 crashes, no PS3 crash, no overheating, absolutely nothing. You know, it's an open room, an open space, enough airflow. So yeah, definitely leave it in the comments below. Maybe you have even more or better advice at making sure your consoles do not break on you in like 1 or 2 freaking years. like my brother does the same thing, because I told him, and he has a launch model of the Xbox 360. I made it fall accidentally once. It still works. It still works. So that's, you know, you can pretty much is a proof that my method definitely works. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and definitely till next time.